Youth that use alcohol are more likely to engage in other risky behaviors, such as gambling. Learn the warning signs and how to talk to your children about addiction.
It's 21 for a reason. Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
Hi, this is Lisa Griffin of Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank. Well, some banks offer checking account rewards, and some banks rebate ATM withdrawal fees. At Eastern, we say, why choose? Check out our Kasasa checking accounts and find out how you can get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com, call us at 860-889-7381, or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank with offices in Norwich, Jewett City, and Plainfield. Member FDIC. Do you, Kasasa?
Life's been tough, and it's even tougher than ever to find a good therapist. But these days, all you hear is, sorry, we aren't accepting new patients. Next time, reach out to Life's Journey Counseling Services. They're located on Main Street, right in the middle of Jewett City, and they are accepting new patients right now. Individual, couples, family, and group counseling are all services available at Life's Journey Counseling Services in Jewett City. Find them online at lifesjourneyct.com and click on Book Appointment for information on how to start or to simply get questions answered. Life's Journey Counseling Services has multiple therapists on staff, so your questions, concerns, and counseling needs will all be met. lifesjourneyct.com. It's the best place to start your personal journey to heal, become a better version of yourself, and strengthen your relationships. Life's Journey Counseling Services, 70 Main Street, here in Jewett City, lifesjourneyct.com.
Family owned and operated. That's something you don't hear too often anymore. Highway Campers of Plainfield is now 3 generations in and going strong. If you're looking to upgrade or get your first RV, contact the family that knows RVs, Highway Campers. They'll walk you through the process of finding the right RV for you and can even finance it for you. Visit www.highwaycampers.com and find your home on wheels. After all, home is where you park it. Highway Campers is a proud supporter of Griswold Youth Football.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Don't change anything. I love your show just the way it is.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning. And 80s all day and night. Your community radio.
SNSN.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Like they always say things that aren't stupid usually. And when they are stupid, it's funny.
It's Friday morning. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, ho. Come on, Paul. Get into hey, ho. Ho, hey, ho.
That's it.
That's it. We're done. Have a good day. See you later. Goodbye now. We appreciate you coming by. What?
Wow.
What? Little excitement for you there, Paul? To start off on your Friday?
Too much. Well, you should be used to You should be used to being done in the first 30 seconds.
Speaking of which, you had something. You was it you that brought it up?
What?
What's up with the erectile dysfunction?
Oh, that was me.
That was you.
Yeah, it's every other commercial on TV lately.
It's a thing, man.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
It's harping on men's insecurities.
No, I didn't realize women had that.
Women have erectile dysfunction?
They must,
because they have a husband that does, then they got
it too. They're advertising it. 2 women are doing it.
Yeah, 2 women are talking about it on a commercial.
I think the thing is that now, well, first of all, are they good looking ladies?
Yeah, they are.
Well, they figure if nothing happens while you're watching the commercial, then you probably have ED.
Yeah.
But they got to dress a little bit more risque. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This ain't the Playboy channel, Paul.
Well, it doesn't have to be that far, but
is that thing even in existence anymore?
I don't know. I really don't
know.
Playboy?
The Playboy channel.
Well, I know that they stopped a lot of the nudity stuff in their magazine. I thought a long time ago.
Oh, I don't
know. I mean, bare bones. You know, I thought they stopped that, but but
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I never really purchased a Playboy, so I don't know.
All the advertisements went over to eBay.
It's EB. It's supposed to ED.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Connecticut, first week out of the gate, marijuana sales. How much?
$2 million.
$2 million.
Yeah, and that was 7 stores versus 9.
Yeah, and that's just at the beginning.
That's $40,000 a day each one of those stores is making.
No, I wonder how much of that money goes.
Jonah, the street vendor, is freaking out.
Yeah, I wonder how much money of that is really going. If the town gets any money from that.
Well, don't they get a percentage of sales?
I don't know.
It's a percentage of sales.
I know the sin tax is outrageous.
I mean,
26%.
Let's face it. If we get one of those stores in here, we don't need any freaking infrastructure.
That's right.
No, we don't need anything.
Yeah,
we don't need anything. Just electric bills will go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so Jewett City Electric could make some big bucks.
All those grow lights.
We'd sell more Girl Scout cookies than ever.
I mean, that'd be a pretty good income coming in.
That's true. I mean, if the Girl Scouts just change their recipe a little bit, they'll be making bank.
Imagine that, though.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Joni. These are my cookies.
I want to see the Girl Scouts selling cookies outside of a pot store.
Oh, geez. No.
That would be kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
Check out these edibles.
There's no pot in them, but, for your munchies afterwards, there you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, Colorado was the first, weren't they?
Yeah, I believe Colorado.
They were the first state to actually legalize it.
Yeah, but here's what I wonder. I wonder if the banks now are allowing them to bring the money in. Don't forget, banks weren't allowing them to store their money. These pot stores had to store their money in their own stores, and credit card sales were not acceptable either.
Well, you just got to do what Paul did. Just hide them under your floorboard.
Well. But I don't know whether that's changed.
Paul's Pot Farm, L Street.
He moves his dresser aside, pulls out a couple floorboards. Oh, reaches in there.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Pulls out a wad of Franklin's.
Maybe now that it's legal in this state, maybe that's okay. I don't know. I don't know what the story is.
Well, it was definitely an important thing for tax revenue. So where the money's going, maybe Kevin Cunningham can answer that.
Maybe that's going into the new warehouse.
Huh?
Yeah. Maybe that's the new warehouse.
New 1 million square foot dispensary.
I would think the banks would have to accept it, or that it's been worked out with the banks to accept it, only because they have to claim the income through the state. So
well, maybe that's changed now, but I know in Colorado they had the problem with the banks not accepting the money.
Jewett City Dispensary brought to you by Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke.
That's why a lot of the money is stored in the dispensary itself.
Man, that's not a cowboy and Indian movie. That's a test pattern.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave's not here, man.
Yo, man, I don't know what to tell you about these,
Yeah. But boy, that would be, just think if we had a dispensary here now, we were getting a cut of it.
Yeah, but this is just retail stores. This isn't even dispensaries.
Right.
Yeah.
These are retail customers walking in going, yeah, I'd like I don't know.
A box of chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. Back Easy Widers.
Can we exchange the chips for buds?
Well, maybe that's something we could bring in. It ain't going to cost us anything. Money's no object.
There was a referendum. That shot it down. Yeah. So the thing that tweaks me up about that is that, they talk about they want, tax money and, they want to bring industry into town, or any town wants to do it, right? But then they kind of turn their head against this. It's like, guess what? If you don't sell it legally in your town, you can go over the bridge and get it legally in their town. So what's the difference? People are going to buy it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's like cigarettes. People are going to buy them.
And
People are going to buy. They're going to buy food.
Yeah, the closest one to us is Montville. It's not like it's going to take an hour and a half to drive there.
No. The people know exactly where it is because that's where you got your medical.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody in Montville knows these answers.
No.
I wonder if anybody in Montville's watching this.
I don't know.
They're all sitting out in their
Yeah. Yeah.
Pop us on chairs, getting stoned.
TikTok thing because nobody's there anyways.
Oh, yeah.
They're all
Get out of
gone,
there.
Mike. They're all gone.
Get out of TikTok. Yeah.
Paul, TikTok. Yeah.
No, you know what's happening? The Chinese are listening to us.
Stop. Oh, careful. Careful.
Well, that's what they say anyway.
Yeah, last time we started talking like that, we got bounced.
Really?
Did
yeah. Yeah, that happened up at the.
Yeah.
But the other
Well,
two, yeah.
speaking of money, would you like
The FAA closed.
Would you like to
down,
hear
or-
what happened at the EDC meeting on Wednesday?
Yeah. What happened?
What happened, Paul?
All right, what happened? So,
Nothing.
So, we talk about Heritage River Village.
Yeah.
And we got that community investment
Yep.
grant they were going after. Originally, if you remember, it
Wait a
was-
minute. Did they get it?
No, they're still working on it. If you remember, the grant was for $12 million.
Yeah. Well, now it's up to 18.
Now it's up to 18 million.
But did they get the application in on time?
I don't know. Their work. They changed it. They went. I think they might have. He didn't say whether they got it in or not, but it now went to $18 million. That grant is for nonprofit.
That was at a town. That was
Yeah.
at a meeting, though.
Was it?
That was at a special selectman meeting that boosted it up to 18 million. The thing is that special meeting was on a Wednesday,
Nobody
and then
went.
the application had to be put in by Friday, less than 48 hours after that.
I'm sure they got it in. Yeah. Well, 12 million. Well, let's face it. The grant is specifically for nonprofits and municipalities.
Mhm.
They asked us to put the grant in because they wanted $12 million to put the infrastructure in around Heritage Village. They added another $6 million to it in order to put the water tower in up on, what is that?
Stotts?
Barbara Road.
Barbara Road, which, if you remember, was going to be done by the data centers. The data centers, when they were going to do it, the cost was $1.5 million. Now it's up to $6 million. So the data centers now, whether they're coming or not, is very questionable.
They're done.
They're
You
not.
know why it went up so much? Supply chain issues.
Absolutely. So,
No water.
so now the data
Shortage of
centers,
water.
very questionable whether they're even going to come now.
They're not
They don't even know.
It's been
That's right.
questionable
It's done.
since they mentioned it.
Yeah, so that was going to be a moneymaker for us. So that's gone. So we don't have that anymore. Okay. It's
Data
the
centers out, water towers in.
yeah. Now, if you drive by on 164, you'll notice that there's a little action happening where the old hotel was going to go.
The old hotel.
Right, it's along that access
Oh,
road.
next to the Petromax.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been clearing that lot
Well, they're clearing it because apparently there's been a lot of controversy and who owned it, who didn't own it. So it's back to the original owner, and he's got equipment in there, and he's kind of cleaning it up.
Okay.
Because remember, that was the hotel was going to be there. There was going to be
Hotel,
water-
motel, Holiday Inn.
it was going to be a 2-story
And water pump,
assisted
right?
living was going to go there.
What? A water park?
Okay. I for some reason,
Yeah, I heard something like a water park.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
It's
ended
first
up being
I've
a
heard of
splash
it.
pad for the church.
Yeah.
Did we get Plainfield's permission? Same.
Yeah. So the owner, the equipment there is being done by the owner. He's trying to make it look a little better. Maybe he can sell it. Maybe he can do something.
But it's not flag.
That's not flag.
Okay.
Now, flag, even though flag is not on the list, there is some people, there's some activity with people looking at the lot to see if they may want to do something. So there is some activity on the old flag property.
Do we know what kind of
No,
people?
no, not really.
Pot farm.
Pot
Not
farm.
farm. Not farm. So infrastructure, if you remember, it was going to be 6 million. It looks like now it's going to be 10 million.
Supply chain issues.
Yeah, and the cost of everything, $10 million now. So the price is going to be up. It's going out for bid. So they are going to put it out, start going out for bid. So who knows when that's going to happen, but it is going out for bid.
Wait, it's going out for bid. Do we have the 10 million right now?
Well,
Bond it.
that's a good question.
You're gonna bond it.
That's why I have a concern with everything that's going on. Where's that money going to come from? I know there was she had mentioned that we're going to use the 1.4 from the ARPA funds.
Okay.
Okay, which will add to that. But then you got that water tower grant with $6 million. Now, whether they get it or not, who the hell knows?
What's the use of the water tower if nothing's happening?
I think something to do with, I guess,
Infrastructure?
Well, it is. It's part of the water infrastructure.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the connection is. I'm not up on
Okay,
that.
but it sounds like we're moving ahead with getting these jobs done without having an assurance that we're going to get the money for it.
Well, the infrastructure piece.
You're talking about the money for actually doing the work, or you mean for businesses coming in?
Well, he said $6 million for a water tank, and they're gonna. Then he said,
Well, I think they need the tank for the extension of the water.
right, but you said that the infrastructure bill bids are going out.
10 million.
Okay,
And
but we
then
don't
6
have the 10 million.
No, not yet. Which means the bond is going to go. Don't forget, we got 1.4 million from USDA.
So what happens when we finalize the bid?
Now, guess who's going to pay for it? You and I.
Unless that grant comes in.
Yeah, with another 6 million. Yeah. So that's why we have to make sure when we start talking about wanting to do all this stuff in town, that we have our ducks in line. That we know where all of our expenditures are. And I think a lot of people don't realize some of the big expenditures we have going on.
Has there been a vote as to whether or not we want the infrastructure to go through?
Oh yeah, that's
without...
been done.
Yeah, that was done 3 years ago.
That's been done. Yeah, that's been done. So it's going to be interesting to see how we go forward. But the bids are going out, so hopefully something will happen with that. But where the money's going to come from, I don't know. And whether they get.
Well, we know where it's going to come from.
Yeah, eventually it's going to come from us, the taxpayer.
Eventually.
Yeah, because I said, do we have anything coming down the pike that would allow us to have some money coming in? Would we get anything, any kind of stuff? And the answer I was given, no. So there's nothing on the horizon.
You're talking about 164, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Other than Heritage River,
nothing.
But then again, if that grant doesn't go through, see, to me, that whole thing is sketchy. That whole thing is sketchy.
No.
I mean, I hope they build it, but where's the money going?
I mean, 12 million is going to them. So I don't know. It's just
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I know when I hear
Hold on a second. Unbelievable. I told you, 70 Main Street. Okay. Are you in the back door? Yeah. Okay. Come to the second floor. Keep going down. We're in the front of the building.
I'll go get him.
Go get him.
I'm a Kevin Cunningham.
You can win an election, but can't find us in a 2-story building. Found him. All right.
I'm looking from the back here, and I'm walking in. Okay, there's a staircase, and these are gone.
Oh, look at this. Kevin with the neck beard.
What's wrong with the beard?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What's the guy? Kevin Cunningham, what?
Oh, it's the official tag right there.
Hi, my name is Kevin.
If I'm lost, please return me to this site.
Oh, mercy, mercy, mercy.
Kevin,
what's up, Kevin? I haven't seen you in a while.
According to social media, nothing.
I haven't seen you in, as they say, in a minute.
Yeah, well, I watch you guys. I make silly comments.
Yeah.
Ask stupid questions.
How have you been?
Busy.
Okay, well, good. Let us know when we're not bothering you. And
Busy for the town or busy because of your rock band?
No, busy because of the town. I also have some personal issues with my mother-in-law, so we're dealing with that.
Yeah, that's things we don't want to talk about.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's something we won't talk about.
Yeah.
So, did you know Friday is Ask Chris Anything?
Yes.
Did you come with any questions for Ask Chris Anything?
Go ahead. I may not know the answer, but I'll be happy to make something up.
Come on.
How's everybody here?
Well, we've got lots of questions for you, Kevin.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Where's the donuts? That's the first
short
question.
chair.
No, he gave you the short chair is what he did.
Nice guy.
anything.
Makes me feel more powerful.
Yeah. So what's going on in Plainfield? We haven't had you here in a while to get an update.
Are we on?
Yes, we are. We've been on. We were on when you called. That's why I was like,
okay.
So last I knew, like for Amazon, and of course the rumors fly everywhere. Go ahead.
Before you ask the question, let me jump right into it. Because people, anytime I go somewhere, someone always asks the question, like, okay, what about this? What about that? So I'll answer everything before you ask it. What's going on with Amazon? End of 23, Amazon will be coming in to do their business. Next, what's going on over at the old Motorsport Nation? That is the United Farm and Ag moving over there. What's going on at the old
Agway?
I'm not.
Whoa,
I'm not done. No, that's United Farm and Ag, the old facility right now over by Rood Road, which is the John Deere dealership. Next up is the question that's always asked on social media: what's going on with the old rah-rahs? Well, that is being that building was torn down. The house beside it's going to get torn down when the other family moves and finds other places to go, and the owner doesn't know yet. So how's that? What else is going on that they always complain about? The other day was, how come the lines aren't painted over by in front of Big Y? Well, that's because it's a state road and that's their responsibility. How come the trains are continuing to do 40-minute intervals of minimum to hook up? Well, I'll find out soon because I'm going to be going to the filing something with the state of Connecticut to stop that. What else you want to know? I think those are the major things that are on social media.
Well, thank you very much. Good night.
All right, have a good one.
Where's the donuts?
Oh, no. That's supposed to be supplied.
Let's see. Daryl had already. That's the first question he asked is what's going on at the old rah-rahs.
There you go.
Nothing.
The owner of the property, once he demos the final piece of that house, is still marking it out there, so he hasn't got a clue yet as to who's going to get it.
So Amazon, the theory or what I've heard is that, or I should say, the social media buzz.
Oh God, there's probably
rumor.
14 things out there for social media.
Well, the one of them that I when's it going to open? Number one, that's the big one that I hear. Second one is they're pushing it back because they don't have any people.
Okay, let's stop.
There you go.
Let's stop. First of all, on any of these items, I would love to have a resident call the town hall so we can talk.
Yeah.
I have no problem. I just explained it myself right now.
Yeah.
I'll talk. I'll have no problem explaining to them what I've heard so far. Amazon, because if you notice around the country, they're having problems as is. They overbuilt. Yep. They thought the economy would continue going upwards, and instead it's leveled or dropped a little bit. So they're holding off on finishing off some of these buildings.
Online buying has, in the last 6 months, have kind of flatlined.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not really going down, but it's not going up either.
Right.
Yeah. So I stopped buying camera gear.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's it.
Yeah.
I had heard they were having some problems getting some of the materials to finish the.
Yeah, at first that's what we were told, that they were looking for a continuation to get some of the conveyor belt systems, which may still be true.
Yeah.
But they're not planning on doing anything till the end of 23.
Yeah.
So that should be put to rest. Dear social media, please stop. I mean, you know, the one with rah-rahs was ridiculous. There's one gentleman on there, every time someone posts a question like, what's going on with the old rah-rah site? This gentleman comes on and says, it's the fourth Trader Joe's in the town of Plainfield. You know, that joke was not funny the first time.
Yeah.
And
What's it zoned as?
I think because it was originally the flower shop, so it has
Lewis's, right?
the Lewis's greenhouse, so it can continue on with different businesses.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
zone commercial.
Yeah. No problems there.
Wow. So the other thing, I don't know how true this is, but there's something going on with the old, off of the old exit 88, where the old.
On the top of the hill.
thing.
Yes.
The orchard was?
Yes.
Yeah,
Skinnell Corporation came through. For anybody that wants to know and says, oh, Kevin, you're full of, you know what? Just go back online and you can take a look at the minutes of the meetings. Actually, there's the videos of the meetings. So you can see that Skinnell Corporation came in. They initially wanted to do what they call on-spec speculation, thinking that they can get lots of different companies to come in and apply for wanting to lease or buy the building. So those days have gone because the economy has dropped down. So right now there were two companies that they were very interested in having come in. And so that's where we are at this point. So it's still on target. It's zoned for it now. It's got it passed through P&Z. So it's next up.
But there's no real suitors for it right now.
2 that are very interested.
Yeah, because there was a rumor warehouse or the truck stop, things like that were being.
Well, the trucks. There was a company that wanted to put a truck stop in across where Amazon is.
Oh, is that where it is? Oh,
yes.
I got you.
Yep.
Which makes a lot of sense.
It does make sense, yeah.
Because you got, then you got the 2 dealerships there too, the whole load of dealerships.
Right.
Well, it's all central.
It's all the same company, different.
Yeah, I know, but there's still a lot of dealerships.
And for people who say things like, we're turning into a warehouse community, is that absolutely not true. I mean, you look at the other things that will bring after that. Once they have people coming in for those jobs, you're going to find the other places that'll be looking to come in, chain restaurants, mom and pop restaurants, which we're having coming in now.
Yeah.
Which people say, well, there's nothing else but, there's the other one that comes up all the time. We have nothing but Dollar Tree and Dollar General. That's what the market bears, number one. Number two, that's not the only thing that's been coming into town. We have a lot of small businesses that have been continuing to put forth plans for what they're going to be doing. So
what's the next confirmed thing that's coming in?
If you look at the P&Z meeting, we have a request for, well, I think that was the request and it was approved for the gentleman that owns both Distinctive Touch. He also owns the laundromat in downtown Central Village area.
Oh,
Doug. He wants to expand and actually have a car wash behind.
Okay.
So he's going to be doing that, and that was approved.
Doug Tabor.
Yep.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Is Plainfield going to be putting in a, or is there? Because this is just a buzzword. It's just a buzz thing right now. Any kind of retail cannabis stores?
That's right now is under the review of planning and zoning. It is we check around with other towns what they've done as well throughout the state of Connecticut. We have a moratorium currently. The next P&Z meeting, they're going to extend that moratorium. I was interviewed yesterday by the newspaper and asking all sorts of questions about it, and I can give you my take on it, a personal take and town leader take. I don't partake in that. I don't care to. Doesn't matter to me what other people do with it because it's law now. So that's fine. Right. Second part of that would be on a professional level. You have to look at the whole picture before you say, oh, this is good for or bad for or just okay. There are people who compare us to other states. I know Massachusetts came through and they did their legislation with cannabis.
There's a store there apparently right over the line.
Yeah. My hometown is Leicester, Massachusetts. So that's where our family is from. Leicester was one of the first 2 dispensaries to open on Route 9. The legislation in Massachusetts allows you to do different things, including hometown agreements. So not only do you get the state revenue, but you can do a hometown agreement with those. And they needed to because it was so popular the first 6 months that they had to hire extra police because Route 9 was stopped, absolutely stopped. Yep, it was basically trying to find places for them to park, shuttle them on over, standing lines forever. The hometown agreement was helping to offset for the police duty and also some extra monies. So that's great for Massachusetts and the way they did it. But now they're looking to actually reinvent that legislation to be mirrored and parallel to Connecticut. So it's state of Connecticut's going to get 6.35% for their sales tax. You're going to get towns and municipalities with 3%.
All right, so no, that was the question we had.
That's the question we had.
Yeah.
What's the benefit to the town?
3%. But then there's a list of things that can be done. 6 things. 5 out of the 6 are educational and supportive for.
You mean where the money goes?
Yeah. Yeah, you can spend the money only on these 6 items.
Oh.
And most of them are educational or supportive for drug and alcohol rehab. So that's it. The number 6, and you're gonna love this one. It's hypothetical. You have next door to you a Cumberland Farms Mart or something over right next door. Let's say that someone bought it out, wanted to have a dispensary right here. The town allows it. Okay. First of all, you have to have it zoned. It has to be with a certain number of feet away from certain facilities. But let's just use this as an example. That area is the only area that you can use monies for upgrades of sidewalks, lights.
Really?
That's it.
Oh man.
Just that general area, right? there.
Exactly. So for people to say it's a financial boon, no. You got to read the whole legislation, the whole law, the way it's written.
See, now that was never brought up that I can remember, you
No.
know, about the, you know, like when the whole thing was, oh my God, it's pot. Let's get it. It's a moratorium. Let's put a moratorium on it until we figure it out.
Yeah.
But nothing has, that's the first time, Kevin, I've heard anything about the 6 things that you can do only with the money.
And Pride is probably doing at least 1 or 2 of those things as it is already. Even though we don't even have a store here.
Mhm.
You know, Pride's been preaching that for the last year since they approved it in the state. You know, so
I mean, think about it too. I mean, just like the whole business model,
right?
9% is coming right off the top.
States are making their money.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the state doesn't have any
9.3%.
restrictions on what they can spend their money on.
But the towns do.
The towns do.
yeah, shit, it's not worth it. Not worth it to the town to even bother.
Again, if it's something that you might want to consider, fine. But you have to live with all. Oh, by the way, there's also 9 types of businesses. 2 of those businesses are delivery businesses. How are you going to monitor and control that? And then you got to worry about, do you have a police force which is going to be able to follow all those 9 businesses and make sure that they're working and doing by legislation, following the legislation.
Yeah, I get my pot by Uber.
Don't laugh. That's basically what one of the 2 delivery services would be, but they have to be registered.
Sweet. I don't think I'd want to be that Uber driver.
Yep.
Go. What's going on here?
Well, you'd be delivering the package, not necessarily the.
Well,
yeah.
imagine the Uber driver being pulled over by the police. Get all your paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
Got your paperwork? Are you sure you're carrying for other people?
That's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of these things that have to be looked at, and I think that you have to look at the whole picture. Honestly, you have to look. I'm still reading tons of material on it just to make sure that I know that when I look, if I'm an ex officio of the planning and zoning. I don't have a vote. I have a voice. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, I guess that answers our question.
What about the marijuana?
I wouldn't do it either.
If another town wants it, God bless them. I'm just personally, I don't think it's something that's valued.
No, because we didn't know whether the town was going to get any big money off the top or not. We were kind of saying, what the hell? Let's forget the infrastructure. Let's just build more marijuana places. That doesn't work.
Well, I mean, it depends on the size of the building. Let's say that you're going to have an indoor grow and it's huge. Now, again, Leicester, Massachusetts, they started off with that first site. Now they have what used to be the old Millbrook distributors, that building. It's a big warehouse area. That's an indoor grow facility now. So there is some revenue to be made, but the question is, how do you monitor? How much is it going to impact your? This is the problem I have. You're talking about marijuana being accessible. Was it age-wise, 18 up?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I think it's 21.
21. So it mirrors alcohol. Yep. Don't tell me that sooner or later it doesn't get into the hands of the school-age kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of impact that goes there. I mean, they do it with alcohol now.
Well, this is a little easier because all you got to do is get some seeds, and guess what? You can grow it. Nobody's
certain ones, a certain amount at home. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's going to know.
2 plants or 6?
6. Yeah. So who's going to know?
It's only legal if you get caught.
That's right. You mean to tell me that police department's going to go out and start checking people's homes to count the plants? I don't think so.
Court says the 3% is applied only on the retail sale end of the multiple businesses under the state statute. Okay.
Wow.
You hear about it being such a great deal for towns, and we don't really know a lot about it. And I feel that the moratorium that they put on it, and I can't talk about Plainfield, but I mean, as far as Griswold, they're just pushing it off. I don't really know how much research went into that year.
Probably not a lot.
Yeah, probably
because it was brand new.
Well, I heard more from Kevin Cunningham about this
Yeah.
than I had and the entire time it was voted yes, we can do it in the state of Connecticut, become legal.
Yeah. They're probably going to wait as long as they can. I mean, eventually there may be something in town, but it'll probably be a while.
It's like new car models. You know, you want to sit back and wait until all the bugs are worked out before you buy it.
Sure.
And that's exactly what a lot of towns are doing. Our town planner had gone through and contacted every single town and asked them, "What are you doing?" And so we have a spreadsheet that tells us the town is either
Most of the towns had a
moratorium. You've got a bunch that are okay with it, and certain things can be planned and zoned for areas that they can have it. Because you got to look at how far away from a school, how far away from this, how far away from a church, wherever it might be. And then you have to see where you can actually place that within your town. And then is it something that could be sold at, local retail, or you're looking at a grow facility? There's a micro grow, there's cultivation, micro cultivation, and there's a bunch.
It's like 18 things. Yeah.
If there's a certain distance you need to be away from a church, there will never be a pot store in Jewett City. Because there's like 10 churches in this town.
Well, let me ask you a question. What's the difference between, and I don't know the answer to it. What's the difference between having a pot store, and a liquor store? Right now, under the law, right? I mean, it's 21 and over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there's a church right next to where we are, and guess what? There's a package store right next to us where we are.
Yeah, but I think the package store is grandfathered in. I think the laws changed.
Well,
I don't know about.
I don't know.
I think for sale of alcohol, there's less legislation and less paperwork than it is for marijuana.
Yes. I believe that. And is that just because of the unknown?
The new being so new,
yeah,
working through all of the other details. I mean, it's new in some respect. I mean, you've got other states that have been doing this for a few years, Colorado, and there's been some kickback on the ones in Colorado because the gummies were a big issue before because the quality of making them, the fact that some of them weren't pure because they had mold in them, causing other issues. So who's going to inspect it?
Yeah.
You want to be an inspector?
Absolutely.
There we go.
No, that one was good.
Victoria says, "Don't worry, Kevin. We passed regulations in Sterling in town so that if the merger takes place between Sterling and Plainfield, well, that'll stir the pot. You'll be able to collect that 3%.
Yeah.
Smiling face emoji.
Yeah. I did have it. By the way, I just wanted to put a plug in for Westminster Tool. Yesterday, I went to a fantastic event over there.
Oh my God.
Hey, Russell, how are you?
Message. Sorry, can't talk right now. Turn off phone, Kevin. Yeah. Yeah, we had a great event over Westminster Tool, one of the first in the country. It is a 3D printer for metal.
Oh, check it out.
So a company that they've partnered with has come in to set them up, and they're working right now. What it does is fantastic things to make. You can make your molds now much quicker, which means that you can actually make all of your parts so much quicker. So now we have a better competition with China and Europe and things like that. So I think they did a great job, and I want to definitely promote the fact that they are doing this great jobs over there. So
good.
So that's where I met our first selectman from Sterling. We had a little chat. So Victoria, we did have a chat, and yes, I did get some.
So the merger
follow-up.
between Plainfield and Sterling is a go.
It's a go.
Great.
Thunderbirds are go.
That's dating yourself.
Matt Pendleton says, "What's the death tolls? Liquor hyphen marijuana. Weed is a stigma. That's why it's looked down upon."
I don't have numbers for you. I know that that's not part of my research I'm doing. It should be, and probably will be a little later on. Again, I don't have a problem with it, personal use whatsoever. I just think it's this matter of a business in a town has to be monitored properly if you're going to have it.
I would think that back in the 30s and 40s when liquor stores were coming in, they went through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious when they during Prohibition, you couldn't have anything, so I'm sure they.
You mean they didn't have any alcohol during Prohibition?
We know that. Just like there wasn't any marijuana until last week.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they went through the same kind of thing, but unfortunately, there's probably nobody around right now that could actually come back and tell us what they went through.
Well, marijuana was the first one to go with the Stamp Act of, I think it's 1923, devil's weed. And then Prohibition came and tried to take alcohol too.
Yeah. Well, you never heard of marijuana. You heard mostly alcohol back then.
Well, I can tell you, since it has gone legal, Frito-Lay has now put a 7th shift in and is now shipping an extra 15 trucks per day.
I wonder why.
Munchies. That's why.
There's other sides to the legislation that came through on the 10th. There's also an issue with employees. So you have to have your policies, which would mirror what would be a valid to use or non-use of,
right? Okay.
For working your shifts. So you got to be very careful.
So whether or not you can come in stoned or not,
it should follow the same thing with.
Can you come in drunk?
Alcohol. So it should follow that. It's just the way it's worded.
Blood alcohol or a breathalyzer. You can't do any tests for marijuana.
Yep.
That's why the cops are up in arms about it. How do you pull somebody over for DUI for marijuana when there's no tests to tell whether or not, unless they're sitting there eating a box of ho-hos, and it's like, yeah, get out of the car.
Let me check your eyes, sir. You're pretty bloodshot.
Oh, you'll roll the window down. You have a strong scent of. There's a perception that you could be impaired.
Edibles,
you could be impaired. Yeah.
There's no test.
You were pushing those edibles, aren't you?
I am.
I'm sure that they're working on something too.
Well, it has to.
Oh yeah. It's
Well, they would have been working on it a few years ago, seeing as though Colorado has been.
Oh yeah, they're working on it.
Roadside blood tests.
See, they can't do roadside blood tests. They can't do any kind of swabbing of the mouth because you're taking a bodily fluid, which requires a search warrant.
Yeah,
I could change that.
He's thought this out.
I think he has. Yeah.
I
wonder why.
I watch a lot of YouTube videos.
Sure you do.
Dude,
Personal
YouTube.
research. What's up, Chris? I don't know.
I had a chocolate chip cookie before I came.
Too bad. I think it was just fun. I'm not sure. Imagine us doing a show because it's legal now. It's gonna
one chocolate chip cookie and 6 bags of potato chips.
Yeah.
Well, haven't they done radio shows years ago with everybody, like live shows, and you're trying to see how long it takes to get
get you drunk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They have done that. They're pretty funny.
Well, now
they don't know when to quit because
now
they're all
with
drunk
edibles?
at that point.
I forget his name, the shock jock.
Howard Stern.
Yeah, he was doing that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Daryl says the smell test seems to work.
With an edible?
No.
There you go.
Just
And from what I've researched, the edibles can be way more
Potent
than
Yeah.
smoking.
That's the issue they're having in Colorado with trying to find the certain level of THC, which is in, and trying to measure that out. So
Yes, that's one of the big reasons that they're pushing for some kind of security in the house when you've got children in the house, so your kids don't eat all your edibles.
Yeah, that'll be the next thing. You're going to have to put it in a lockbox.
Mm-hmm.
a 3 lockbox.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 lockbox.
Yeah.
Kevin,
you count?
1 2 Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Let's see. Madeline Garner. Matt Pendleton only when under the influence behind the wheel. I don't know what that is referring to. Facebook user says
That's Kevin Cunningham.
It is Kevin commenting on his own stuff. It's great how much Kevin is able to inform his townspeople of what's going on and his in-depth knowledge of everything he says.
Thanks,
Really?
Kevin. You're the man.
That was by his wife.
It was Luann Cunningham, by the way.
Yeah, she probably said that.
I love it when people come in as Facebook user.
Yeah.
Wonder who the Facebook user is. I gotta look. Oh, it's Donna Langwa. Let's see. Perry Fortin. Also in drops and coffee or whatever is not traceable. Okay.
Right.
Simple solution, no food at work, Daryl says. And they're, you know what? They're having conversations amongst themselves. So.
Okay.
Which is
We'll
not
get your topic discussion.
which is not pertinent to what we're doing. So they're just doing
brings a new meaning to smoke break.
Yeah. What's going on? You probably said this, but I was in a daze. What's going on with
edibles?
The old motorsports?
Okay, that is the where you're down by Rood Road has the John Deere dealership, United Farm and Ag.
Okay.
They're moving up to there.
Okay.
And what they're trying to do is obviously get more visibility, and that's a great place for that because it's right off the highway and you see it.
Yeah.
So they're expanding quite a bit. There's another building going up out on the outside. You saw the steel girders over there. That'll be going up next.
Okay.
So we welcome the fact that they're utilizing that space, and much better for them to do sales and service and things like that. So my job now has gotten tougher. So now I got to figure out how am I going to help to market the place they left.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's always a catch-up game with somebody doing that in town. If there's somebody coming from outside, great. You keep on looking and trying to market, and we're doing the best we can with that one.
Okay, Maddie, we already answered twice what happened with rah-rahs. After you can go ahead and rewind it and check it out. Mandy, what is wrong with Facebook users? Nothing is wrong with Facebook users. We just don't know who they are half the time because they don't click the thing that says, let us identify you.
That's me.
So that's what it says. So in our chat, it comes up as Facebook user. So
they're skulking around.
Yeah.
That's all.
What do you think the success of Plainfield is? I mean, we hear in this town that we don't get anywhere because we have no infrastructure in place. Does infrastructure in the town of Plainfield, is that the main reason why you guys attract a lot of businesses, or is there something else that you guys are doing that this town just doesn't do?
My smiling face.
Well, that's one of them.
Yeah. No, it does absolutely help when you have a strong infrastructure. That's why we received ARPA funds, and we'll talk about that for a little bit. But we had about $4.475 million given to us from the federal government for ARPA funding.
Mm-hmm.
We carefully looked at how we could utilize those monies, and we knew that we could use it for infrastructure upgrades, and we can use it for sewer in particular.
Yeah.
Our sewer system has in need of lots and lots of money to be put into it, so we can do the upgrades, fixes, new parts and equipment. So that's what we put most of the money towards. We put $3.4 million towards it. Projects are starting to come into fruition now. We have Fuss and O'Neill who wrote up specs on how we're going to do upgrades at certain parts of the plants, and that's what we're working on right now. So yeah, infrastructure is big, but you got to keep them up. So they cost money. So one thing leads to the other. But I'll give you an example of what things are happening. Like the 14A, you mentioned the 1 million square foot up on top of 14A, exit 88, the old 88, now 29. They don't have sewer and water up that far up the hill.
Right.
So what they're going to be doing is we passed it so that they can put the building up with one of the conditions of you're tying into the sewer, and it's going to be at your cost. So that, and by the way, it's much easier for them because it's gravity fed on top of the hill, coming down to where we are.
Yeah.
So those things help.
Yeah.
And if it needs a station over there or a pump, it's at their cost. So we're working on those type of things to upgrade for the infrastructure, and that makes it easier, like you said, for businesses to look at us and say, "Come on in." We are promoting doing more of that as we go. I want to make sure we get all of our infrastructure upgrades done. We got roads to repair and fix. We've got sewer lines to fix. We have the main plant, sewer plant to be upgraded. A new centrifuge, another tank, more pumps. I mean, I don't know if you remember, we had Storm Isaias, and we knocked us down for a couple of weeks, and it was I think 4 of our pump stations we couldn't get to because where they were located was down a dead end road, and tree line with power line came over it, and we couldn't even get in there. We're waiting for Eversource to come and help us out. I got to the point where one of them had a problem, and the governor finally got called and said, we have to fix this now. So we finally got on the push-up list to get that done.
Well,
I feel like you guys are better at marketing your town than we are also. It just seems like whenever I talk to people, as far as where are you thinking of going, better?
Yeah, your microphone was right in front. This part was right in front of his face.
And we don't want to stop that.
No, God, no. This is a thing of beauty here.
Yeah.
When I talk to people about their businesses and what they're considering, a lot of people say that they've been in discussions with Plainfield, and my natural response is, "What about you in City and Griswold?" No, nobody's talked to us. So I just think you guys are doing a better job at marketing your spaces.
We do. There's a lot of people involved in that. You've got town planner, you've got economic development, you've got myself. Whether they're calling us and asking what's available, because if you called the town hall Monday and you asked, I'm looking for a 20,000 square foot, it's got to have some bays for backup for truck deliveries and taking stuff out. We have someone who will look it up and say, okay, we got two of them. Here's one here and one here.
Yeah.
And what the services are on each one. Who's the realtor? How much it costs? What square footage you got? Everything's all documented out and ready to go. So we're really trying to promote the fact that we have these things and we can push to make it much easier for you to say, yeah, I think I might be able to go there.
Yeah.
There's always a question of what tax incentives are there. My personal opinion is, if you're a Fortune 500 company, why am I giving you a tax incentive?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
There is one from the state. The state, if they want to go apply for the state one, God bless them. But
Yeah.
Let's see online that. Didn't we just cover the whole rah-rah thing?
It doesn't matter.
Trader Joe's. Victoria just said Trader Joe's is going.
It's the fourth one.
Yeah.
Not true.
Thank you, Matt.
Trader Joe's is going.
No, that was Madeline.
No, Matt. Matt's the guy who keeps on putting it out there.
No, it's
Hamilton?
No.
Oh.
I'll look
Just
it up.
Matt. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a Matt.
Okay.
Trader Joe's is going into Glastonbury.
Benny's is in Danielson.
Actually, yes, it is.
That's not Plainfield, is it? Is actually Danielson?
What?
The old Benny's on Route 12?
That's Danielson.
Okay, so that's
Actually the Melting Pot, which is just down the street from here, between here and the town of Plainfield.
Yep.
It's actually just in town of Plainfield.
Melting Pot, not the fondue restaurant.
Not the fondue. No, so that is a company that is. They were searching for something bigger. They couldn't find it within town. They're moving over there. So they've been working on renovating that for the last 6 months.
Do you have any authority over the ER in Plainfield?
No.
Okay.
People think I can do so much.
Well, you're the man, Kevin.
Yeah. I think years ago, Plainfield was not considered a real nice town to go to. I thought years ago it didn't have a very good reputation.
Plainfield?
Yeah.
As opposed to Jewett City, which is on the heroin highway.
Yeah, I know, but I think now Plainfield's turned around. And you kind of wonder why Griswold's having such a good hard time, is because you got the success of Plainfield there, and then you got Lisbon on the other side of us. And if you're a business coming in and things are there, where are you going to go?
All right, I want to get back to the ARPA, but I'll mention that right now. We wanted, when the dog track went out of business, we wanted to have something there for retail.
Yeah.
Couldn't, and there's a simple reason why. You have the upper area for the Lisbon Landing, you have the lower area for Lisbon Landing.
Yeah.
You've got Killingly Commons. Where are you going to put that cookie cutter mall in Plainfield? You can't, because it's too close. Lowe's wasn't going to come in. You're not going to get a Walmart in there because of that. There's too close for competition. So now you're turning to warehousing. You're turning to other things that are coming in. So that's the reason why I think in Griswold, you've already got something here. It's allocated. It's done. What else can you do to offset that?
Yeah.
And where, by the way, where would you put it?
Yeah, that's the other problem.
You know what I want to see come into one of these areas? Whole Foods.
Home Goods?
Closest one is Glastonbury.
All right, and you won't get one.
Oh, Home
I
Foods?
know.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a demographics thing. You know that already.
Mhm.
It's how many people you have in your area, and Eastern
How
Connecticut
many
is
rooftops?
Yep. And medium income.
It's income with Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Yep. And they're owned by Amazon too. Now.
What don't they own?
Disney.
SNSN.
Yeah, they don't own it.
Disney.
Where's Jeff Bezos? Come on, Jeff.
Sooner or later, you're either talking to Amazon or you're talking to Disney. So.
Well, they just Amazon just got in trouble because of OSHA. Safety issues in one of their plants or a couple of their plants.
Yep.
They're going through some stuff to handle that.
We're working with OSHA now, trying to be proactive
Oh.
and work on the things we need to fix before we have a visit. We're also going back to the ARPA funding.
Yeah.
We had there was a meeting last night for economic development. One of the things we had posted through the ARPA funding was initially wanted to have a revolving loan fund, but we found that would be you have to spend the money. So we couldn't do that. So instead we made it into
It's got to be spent by the end of 2024.
Yeah. So what we had was a program for an incentive for businesses who can prove that they lost revenue for a certain period of time within the COVID structure.
Yeah.
And then they put their paperwork in to say, this is what we could use the money for to better our business. And it has to be a physical upgrade. It can't be like, I'm going to have more staffing or give them all raises. It has to be something, very specific. So they were vetted out by Jordan Lumpkins, who's he works both in grant writing and helps out with economic development. And Jordan was there, took all the applications, helped them out to vet them out. And last night there was a meeting with the Economic Development Commission that's the first, once the paperwork's all done, they go through the Economic Development Commission to vet it out for a final time before it comes to the Board of Selectmen. So next Monday we'll be hopefully reviewing and voting on probably about 19 applicants, anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000, $25,000 each. And so the program has done very well, and it'll help those small businesses to do things. Will help them to stay in the business, move forward, and to attract more businesses coming in.
Yeah. The borough of Jewett City did something similar.
Yeah, the town did not.
Town did not.
No, they got what? But the town got 2.8 million.
More than that.
Yeah, they got 2.8 million, I believe. But I think it's going to be used for sewer.
Yep.
I don't know where. I mean, I heard 1.4, but I don't know what happened to the original 1.4. I don't know where that is.
I think it should go to SNSN.
Yeah.
Well, the borough.
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
All of it.
The borough was very forthcoming with the money that they had.
Yeah.
And they took applications and ones that fit within the criteria.
Mm-hmm.
They met with everybody that had submitted applications. Not everybody was approved, but it's public information.
Yep. Yeah, we had an application from Norwich.
Did you?
Hey, there's money.
Mike's going to be doubling our salary now.
That's right.
Yeah, 00.
Ask Chris anything. Chris,
Sure.
is your salary going to be doubled or tripled?
For right now, it's going to be doubled. I'm actually earning time and a half just being here today.
You're making more than me.
That's right.
Not costing him anything, at least.
Mike pays me in coffee.
And you're the one that picked up the coffee today.
That's right.
It's better than that than edibles.
Oh, that's right. Chris's pot farm.
Yeah. No.
That could be happening.
No.
Perry says we also have space up on Hill across from Napa. From that condo project that went belly up.
Gotta think of it now.
Across from Napa.
Well, Napa is down in Central Village, correct? That we're talking about Napa? That's the only one I know.
It's not
of.
specified.
By Franco's, that
I know where you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. Sachem Avenue.
Oh yeah, Sachem. It's a great hill drive, beautiful house, condos up there, and then all of a sudden, the condos stop, but the road continues. So
Okay.
there's lots of expansion available for condos
Is that the only thing it's zoned for?
right now. Yeah,
Can't put a grow farm in there?
You can go to zoning and ask for a rezone of the property.
I want to get ARPA
Good.
funding. I'm going to start a grow farm in the old Blockbuster Video.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right next to the drugstore.
I mean, that's an ideal spot for somebody to come in for a business. With the old.
You obviously have a plan of conservation development for the town of Griswold, right?
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's using big words again.
Yeah. Yeah. I like eggs too, man. They're delicious.
Yeah.
At $8 a
With
dozen.
shell or without?
It depends on how many edibles I've had. I don't know. Let me try it out. My lips bleeding. I don't know why.
Need your roughage.
These eggs are crunchy. With the calcium.
All right, Paul, you're thinking of something. I can
No,
tell you.
no. I pretty much thought of everything already.
I tried cutting everybody off the pass right at the beginning.
You did good, Kevin. You jumped
did
right
all
out
right.
there. Basically, he fed everybody a bunch of shut up juice.
No,
Oh, you mean when he came in?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing this, we're doing this, and we're doing this. Screw you, social media. We're doing this, we're doing this.
Yeah, any questions, just ask Chris.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What's social media in your town? It's a shit show.
Some of them are actually very, very productive and helpful.
Some are, yes. As are in Griswold.
Yeah. I'm sure you got the same
Some.
one or two or three that have people that love to make silly comments. Yep.
Silly?
The other one that was mentioned by this group in the what's going on with Rah-Rahs is it's going to be a Costco, but it's going to be 16-floor Costco with a pool on the top.
Sweet. Don't have to go to the town hall anymore to go swimming.
Nice.
I can go to Costco's. Sir, that's a kiddie pool. The real pool's on the roof.
Well, I'll tell you, boy, that's really 16 floors, huh?
Yep.
It'd be the tallest building in
What was the
Eastern
other one? It
Connecticut.
was Cracker Barrel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 7 of those coming right next to all the Dollar Generals.
So the owner of the property was at a meeting. I happened to see him, and I said, I looked at my watch. I was, hey, what time is does it open until? Because I want to go over there and have a meal after this.
Yeah. What about a Five Guys? Can we get a Five Guys?
We can only afford 4.
It's just not
Boom.
the same.
Daryl wants to know, and this is a viable question. Are you concerned that if Griswold takes over Jewett City, that they may try to then take over Plainfield and then the rest of the world?
The Minutemen are lining up on the border as we speak.
Who asked that one, Daryl?
It was Daryl from the Healthy Computer, School Street, Jewett City.
Daryl, I'm not worried about Griswold. I'm sorry.
It'd be the other way around.
Oh, wait a minute. Who wins in the football games?
Well, this year it was us. Last year it was them.
See?
Yeah.
So we're just building up our power.
Oh, okay.
It's not going to be, lines formed on each side of the border. We're just going to vote it over a football game.
Let's talk football for a second about the high school football.
Oh, Victoria says, don't forget Stars 2.0.
Oh, there was a few comments on there. I did have to shake my head and chuckle,
Yeah.
but yeah. So how is it that a student that may live in Griswold can go over to Killingly, be recruited for Killingly to play football?
Say that again?
A student that may live in Griswold can
Yes.
get recruited to another town.
Oh, I know the answer to this.
Oh, no. There is zero recruiting going on, Kevin.
Ha!
I know the answer to this.
Yeah.
They have a multi-use field.
What?
Do you really want to go there?
I just thought I'd bring it up.
Oh, Perry says VOAG. Come on.
Okay, but to go to the Killingly High School,
Come on.
tech schools, BOAG, fine. But to the high school itself, Killingly High, or even vice versa. If I was to say, okay, we're going to start stocking up for our basketball program, we're going to recruit kids from other towns. I don't think that's.
Well, I think Killingly is actually installing a grow farm. So
Their alignment are bigger.
They eat more munchies, naturally bigger.
300-pound lineman, you just hit him in the jaw. Fall back. You got me, man. You got me. Did he get a touchdown? Oh, shit. So what are you saying? Are you saying there are other schools that are recruiting people?
I'm hearing things to that effect.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That is that's something.
So that's the excuse I'm going to use when you guys beat us again.
It's not us.
Wait a minute. If we're losing
people.
The good ones to Killingly.
Whoa, nobody said Killingly. Nobody said Killingly.
Okay, you're beating our B team.
We don't know. We don't know. There's no hard evidence.
Okay.
Of any of that.
Okay.
Is that really legal to do that?
High school level? No.
Not now.
However, I think there's going to be more and more of a gray area with that, with the new NIL. Are you familiar with?
Yep.
Yeah. So there's actually, NIL stands for next in line. And it's basically saying that anybody can be, any high school athlete, college athlete can be signed to a professional contract.
Well, go ahead.
After they finish their schooling. Like, for example, you know who does it a lot? It's going to sound silly, but the WWE.
Oh.
They have signed a lot.
Well,
there's a hold on. I know you're ready to.
Because I have something to say. Because go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Paul.
No, go ahead. Let's not get into that again.
They just signed a track star who's not done with college yet, but they signed her to a deal to come to the WWE after school, and she's already getting paid.
Yeah.
So they do that now. It's like, is it a gray area? Can they do that in high school? There's a high school student in Connecticut. So I think it's more towards the central part of the state, and I believe it's a young lady, and she just got a sponsor deal.
Is there an age limit? Because there's football players at New London High that
they're 36.
Yeah.
No, no, that's bad.
That's because they're high school.
Us too, man. We got a 37-year-old senior.
Sweet.
No. But that whole NIL. I mean, what do you know, Paul? You were going to say? Go ahead. You had a comment.
Well, there's college kids now that are collecting money from like Nike. You know, there's other places.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's the NIL. Yeah.
They're making money. And I wouldn't believe that over the next maybe 10 years or so, it'll come down to the high school level.
Mm-hmm.
You know where I think it started, or the concept started a long time ago, was when who's the basketball player? I can't even think of his name.
Jordan Bird.
No.
The big high school.
No. He came right out of high school, and he signed right into the NBA because he knew he was going to.
James.
Yeah.
James is one of them.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm not a big basketball guy, so
he came out of high school and went to the pros.
What's his first name?
LeBron
James. Yeah. So like he came right out of high school and went right into the NBA because he knew he was going to make tons.
Yeah.
Unlike
millions.
Unlike for all those years that they were actually getting paid, but you go out and you take care of the football field. Make sure it's all watered and everything. And it's a football field with automatic sprinklers.
Yeah.
That type of stuff.
So they sit on the sideline and do their homework.
Oh, no. They watch the other person do the homework for them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daryl said, Plainfield could offer their recruits a Dollar General gift certificate.
Hey, so how many Dollar Generals do you have in town? Or
27?
No, there's only one.
Not on Route.
No, there's one. No,
on 138.
That's it.
That's it.
One.
It's a Five Below, which is not even Five Below anymore.
It's a 50
couldn't
below.
afford it. 4 below.
That's not a Dollar General.
No, they have things that are $10, $25.
They just threw a zero up there. It's 50 below now.
Yeah,
it's getting colder.
So anyway, were we going anywhere else with the NIL?
No, I
was. Hopefully they'll be doing that soon for Selectman.
Which means I'll be taking over Kevin's job pretty soon.
So, oh, by the way, we will not be broadcasting the boys game. Excuse me, boys game in Killingly tonight. Griswold against Killingly.
ESPN's going to be there.
Nope. We're just there's some things beyond our control. We were ready to go, and now we're not.
Well,
so unfortunately, we feel bad about it because there's a lot of people years old, stuff that's not going to be able to make the game, and they're not going to be able to watch it.
Oh.
Just thought of some more fun things.
Yes.
So we get calls at the town hall saying, "What's the town going to do about the electric bill going up?"
Well,
and also now because Casella's service just went up, they raised their rates.
Yeah. The garbage people, yeah.
What are you going to do to fix that?
They went up like $40.
Well, I did do some research. There's some other companies that service the town of Plainfield. You can call them for a much cheaper rate.
Yeah, you can.
No, you do it for me.
No, that's actually what they wanted me to do. So I put together a list.
Company.
I put together a list of the phone number, the company names, their phone numbers, and I said these two other companies are thinking about coming into town. So the more calls they get, they will definitely consider it.
Just tell them to move to Jewett City. They've got a better football team, anyways.
Well, years ago there was a lot of. Remember, years ago with the mafia involved with garbage disposals. Remember what the hell? There was a big fiasco going on with one garbage company versus another garbage company, and
bodies being found.
Yeah, but it surprises me, and I can understand going up because of the price of diesel going up, but they went up like $40.
Yeah,
I mean that's a big increase.
More expensive bodies, I guess.
Yeah, I mean when we first started getting them, it was like $79.
High profile.
Now it's
Jimmy Hoffa supposedly is buried up the corner of Tracy and Maine.
That's true.
Right next to the Roy family.
Yeah.
And the problem is, it never goes down. They just keep raising it and raising it and raising it. So there is another one. WPM, I think, is the one floating around here.
CWPM.
So there you go. CWPM.
Willimantic Waste is not Willimantic Waste anymore.
No, they got
Casella. CWPM, I think, took over Sterling. Sterling
Yeah,
Superior.
a truck just went by this morning when I was walking down.
And they're the ones that went up. They're out of Boston, Casella, because they bought Willimantic Waste.
they're all
they're
over.
more.
They're big
over the country.
Yeah.
So, they just went up. So a lot of people I know are up at our. It's not just.
Oh, we have
Plainfield,
people.
it's here too.
We have people who comment on social media to say, "Oh, just bring it up to the town hall and throw it in their dumpster." After all, we pay taxes for that too,
Okay.
Yeah, which is why it's being padlocked down now.
I was going to say, get a bigger dumpster, Kevin.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll try to look. I will try to find resolutions to just about everything, including that would be an eventual plan to go back to doing our transfer station like we used to do at the highway department. But I have to be able to work it out so that we have a scale. We have a way to, like other towns do, to weigh it on the way in, weigh it on the way out, and you pay right there. That way, it doesn't matter who utilizes it because it's going to be a wash. And at the same time, you're not paying. We pay right now about $250,000 a year to Willimantic Waste to take it out. But that would be figured into the scale as to how much we have to charge per pound. So eventually, we can take that out of the budget.
Just remember, bodies.
Yeah,
Heavier than
well, that's a different.
tin
That's a
cans.
different drop-off area.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So we're working on that. I'm working now for, and you definitely know this. There are a lot of homeless in the area, and it's not getting any better. So I'm putting together. There's a 35-page packet that I'm putting together for different services, and inclusive of that is some of the things we talked about already, which is electric. There's a number you can call for 211. There's also a group you can call to help with not only just oil, but also electric and propane, so that they can actually help to offset some of your numbers. There is a group obviously for food. There's a group for clothing, for furniture, mental health services, drug and addiction services. So that 35 pages is very inclusive of everything that your needs are for your community. And I'm looking to do that because we do have a lot more homeless now. You know it because if you take a look over at Lisbon Landing, and if you go to try driving north, so you get onto the highway, as you go down the ramp and you're going just a little downhill, and you're about to take that corner for the first part of that ramp, take a look down over the banking and see all of those tents. There's probably at least 15 on one side of the banking, 15 on the other. So there's homeless everywhere. People just don't see it.
No, it's not that visible here.
Yeah.
Not like the bigger cities in out west.
Yeah, they're shipping them in from LA.
Oh.
So we're definitely trying to work with all different areas. I mean, trash is just another topic, and electric is another topic, and trying to get taxes low. We're going through reval, and that's still coming forward. And until we get the grand list, we don't know what we really don't know what our mill rate's going to be anyway, because grand list is great. You know what your starting point is, but then you get your budgets that you're putting in. So mill rate will definitely
costing more.
Yep, everything. We just talked about a bunch of them.
Issues.
Yep, eggs, electric.
Yeah.
Eggs are supposedly starting to come down over the next month or two.
Well, that's a result of
starting next week.
Bird flu, I heard.
And gas, and
gas is a different commodity altogether. But
that's going to go back up again. They're saying that the gas and fuel oil is going to go back up again.
They have no clue, because a week ago they were saying it was going to go down 50
Yeah,
cents.
but now they're saying it's going to go back
They
up.
probably mixed up those folders from the orange juice and the commodities.
Because orange juice is going up too.
Yeah.
Frozen concentrated orange juice.
And we're trading places.
Yes. That's right. Pork bellies. Dan Aykroyd. Yes. And even frozen concentrated orange juice. FCOJ.
Yeah.
Feeling good, Lewis. Looking good, Billy Ray. That's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yep.
Oh well.
I love that movie. $1. Yeah, the
You're gonna have to
Duke's
watch
bet
it
a
again
dollar.
tonight.
Huh?
You're going to have to watch it again tonight.
It is a
think so.
pretty.
And I
It's
love
on.
that
It's on
movie.
TV every now and
Oh, you
then.
can find it.
Yeah.
You can definitely find it no matter what. Gas is creeping up again. Well, that's also because the tax is being eased back in as well.
There's going to be another nickel coming up pretty soon.
And OPEC wants more billions.
There's a February 1, another nickel.
Actually, what this is the state tax
The
that
state
they've
tax.
alleviated
Mm-hmm.
for the last year or so due to
6 months at least.
right.
Yep.
But it's little by little. It's like a nickel here, and you
Yeah,
know,
it's
every
kind of-
month they're reinstituting that tax again. So
Right.
So part of that, like at the first of the year, when gas prices all of a sudden spiked a little bit, that was part of that.
And that's part of the reasons why the Casella's rate went up. The other one is the
Their
truck
gas fuel charge is crazy.
Yeah, and the truck tax itself.
Yeah.
For any trucks over the highway.
Yes. See, that just goes to show you how the legislatures in Hartford have no common sense. They wouldn't reduce the tax on diesel. They add this tax on from truckers from outside of the state, and they don't realize it's going to impact the people in the state of Connecticut.
They realize that they don't care.
Well,
Paul.
see, that's
there's
the
a difference.
problem. That's the problem. They don't care. You know, and we talk about
When did they ever?
Eversource. What is the
How much
biggest?
do they make?
What
That's
is the
the thing.
biggest cost that people are paying now? Distribution charges, right? It's not. I mean, it's not the poles and wires. It's actually generation is what the cost is added. That's why we're paying big bucks for Eversource. The legislatures years ago decided, let's get rid of all the distribution that Northeast Utilities had at that time, because it's going to allow some things to happen for the consumer. They're going to be able to pick and choose who they want to go to. Right? So that was their decision back then. Well, if they had their own distribution now, maybe things would be a little cheaper. But again, legislatures made that decision back many, many years ago. So, you know, sometimes these legislatures, they don't think of what their impact or some of the decisions are that they make years ago or what's going to happen in the future.
They just look at their checkbook and see
They
what kind
just
of
look,
kickback they made.
They think it's a good idea. Let's do it. So, but anyway.
Delivery. Let's see. Court says in our state, if our state cares about commerce and small business, they need to waive the diesel tax.
Yeah, they do.
And throw out the new mileage tax.
Yeah. But they're not.
I mean, what they're doing is they're taking distribution lines of distribution and just chop blocking them.
Yeah.
Making it so you pay more for everything.
Yeah, exactly. The businesses don't care because they're going to pass it right on.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, we can't convince our legislatures to get some common sense.
The two things that have risen over this last 2 or 3 years is the price of toilet paper initially, and then eggs. If you think about it, those are the two things we actually used to use to cause harm to a house. Toilet paper and egg 'em.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's all because of Halloween.
Damn it.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, why y'all looking at me? You all been doing a good job just talking amongst yourselves. I just been kind of interjecting things. Now all of a sudden, you all three, you're looking at me like
I thought we were going to go to the next segment of
I
Ask
thought it was
Chris anything.
No one's asked Chris anything today, so which is
just a bunch of lightweights listening today.
I think so.
Nobody's got a question.
Anybody can ask anything of Chris, and nobody has said anything.
That's right.
Yeah, what's happening at Amazon?
Chris, what's going in at Rah-Rah's?
Where's Trader Joe's going?
Well, it's going to be a 16-story Trader Joe's
No, Kevin didn't bring donuts.
with a Jello wrestling platform on the top floor.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been.
There's your Stars 2.0.
I've been to a Trader Joe's, and I don't really know what's so great about it.
I don't even know what it is.
It's
I
like
like
a
it.
grocery store.
What is it?
It's like a downsized.
It's a grocery store, but it's I think the quality of the material that they have there is a little better.
It's like a downsized Whole Foods.
I never heard of the brands.
Yeah.
I've never heard of some of the brands.
That's their own. They try to promote as much as they can for their own brand.
Yeah, so you never hear of them.
You've heard of $2 Chuck?
No.
No, that's their invention for a bottle of wine costing $2. $2 Chuck. Hey,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think the closest one that I know.
It's the paper
$20 the other day.
It's the paper bag that costs.
Yeah, there's one in
You
Warwick.
have to remember to recycle the box when you're done.
Yeah.
Peggy said it's the best wine. Let's see. How about when you get in a Chick-fil-A?
Who asked the question?
Victoria.
When
Who doesn't even live in Plainfield?
When she is the franchisee.
Okay, there you go.
Shouldn't that be a question you ask God?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Shouldn't you ask God that?
Not open on Sunday.
So I replied back to Victoria.
Let's see. Maddie says we need a co-op in town like Willimantic.
I've been saying that forever.
Yep.
Yeah. Put it right next to Walgreens. It would actually be a destination store in town.
Kevin Cunningham says, not in my... Wait! Not in my contract.
The question about the donuts.
Peggy says, TJ has private label package deals with large manufacturers. TJ was Trader Joe. Okay.
Yeah,
all
so
right.
when I walked in there, I didn't recognize any of the brands at all. I mean, I didn't know them.
Where is there a Trader Joe's? I don't even know.
The one
Foxborough.
Warwick.
All right. I've never been.
Or
You go
just
to the-
Duluth.
Do they have alcohol and wines and beers at that one?
I was already in there once, so and I walked around and said, I don't
It's
recognize any
about
of this stuff.
8 years since I went there.
We go once in a while and stock up.
Yeah.
I have to bring the truck for the wine.
I was going to Trader Joe's until I found out about Whole Foods in Glastonbury.
Yep.
And then once a month.
Trader Joe's is going into Glastonbury. They just said on the news this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have to remind my wife that it's right beside her surgeon. So when we go there for a visit, we can stock up.
There you go. There you
go. Somebody said, don't announce this Facebook user, it's closer to $4 Chuck now. Instead of $2 Chuck.
It's a $3, yeah.
Delivery
$3 Chuck.
Must be a delivery charge.
Delivery diesel charge.
Yeah.
Drinking diesel.
Supply chain issues.
Kevin, thank you for coming in today. It's been too long. And we always have fun when you're here. It's like not an uptight conversation.
It's not this dry business.
No.
I don't mind talking that. That's fine.
You can take a joke.
Yeah.
And Kevin's giving you a lot more leeway.
You didn't hear the sound effect I just threw in.
No.
It was just something from $2 Chuck.
Oh. Burp.
Burp.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you for the leeway. I appreciate that. All right, we're out of here.
Where's my
Have a good
contract?
weekend.
Whoa. Where is my
Yeah,
contract?
anyway, we will see you once again Monday.
Unbelievable.
It would be here, but there were supply chain issues.
Yeah, no paper left.
No problem.
Sorry.
I'll bring my own. All you have to do is sign.
We'll email you a copy.
Yeah.
Not even one question? You can get one?
Nothing.
Nothing. You got nothing. Nobody asked you anything.
No dad joke questions?
Nothing.
Wow.
Double or triple your your salary, and that was the only one.
That's cool. I talk less, get paid more.
Did you hear about the music-loving farmer who wanted to get out of business and do something else? You know why? Because he was too busy hauling oats.
On that note,
we're out of here. We'll see you once
for
again
breakfast.
Monday. It's time for breakfast. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Kevin, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having
coming
me.
in, and hopefully not as long this time. So have a good day, everyone. Have a great weekend. Be safe. We'll see you.
Better bird.